Hey guys, welcome back to the Veteran Coach. I'm Laura Page and I'm going to be talking a little bit about a difficult topic today. I'm going to be talking about military sexual trauma. And because of recent events with Vanessa Guillen, it's been heavy on my heart to say something and talk about it. It's not an easy topic, but it hits close to home for me. As a female veteran or a veteran in general, we've all seen it or been a victim of it or heard about it, especially now. It's becoming, front page news. So the time is now to address the epidemic that is that culture in the military, and it's across all branches. And it needs to be addressed, it needs to be talked about. So we're going to dive into that a little bit today. They say 1 in 5 women in the military will be a victim of sexual assault. 1 in 5. That's not okay. And it's happening to men and women alike. And a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. They don't want to be victim blamed. They don't want to have a stigma or seen as somebody who's going to throw somebody under the bus. But it's not okay what's happened or is happening to you. So somebody has to say something, and the first step is for you to talk about it. A 2013 Pentagon study showed that over 26,000 assaults happened in the military just in that 1 year, and only 3,300 of those were reported. So tell me how they got that 26,000 number. It's probably exponentially worse than that, because a lot of people don't say anything, so how would they ever know? And that's the biggest problem of all, is those cases are being brushed under the rug and it's being minimized into something much smaller than what it is. It's a huge problem. Don't let it go by and not say something. If you see something, say something. You have to be proactive with this type of thing. All of those jokes and the fun and games, the grab-assing, it's a slippery slope. And it becomes those toxic environments where you feel like if you say something, you're going to be labeled as a prude or whatever the case may be, but you have to address it. There is actually VA disability compensation specifically for this kind of case. It's called PTSD related to MST, and that's post-traumatic stress disorder related to military sexual trauma, and that's assaults, rapes, or harassment. And that all falls into that same category. So it's those after effects, how you are now after what you've been through. And if you went through this during your service, you put your mind and your body on the line for your country, and if you are still suffering the after effects of what happened to you in service, you absolutely deserve to be compensated for what happened to you. You deserve to have it addressed and acknowledged. The best way to do that is to start talking about it. And that's not an easy thing to do. It's not comfortable for men or women to talk about some of these things, but that is the first step. Telling somebody what happened, getting counseling, getting seen by a psychologist, just getting it all out there on the table. And if you need to talk to somebody about that, you can reach out to me. My email is laura@vaclaimsinsider.com, and I am not a counselor, I am not a doctor, but you can talk to me if you just need to say it to somebody. If you've never said it out loud to your spouse, your friend, or anybody, you can tell it to us. We've got your 6. We've been there. We understand what you're going through. So if you need a listening ear, we will be that for you. We will be your battle buddy. Now, once those cards are on the table and it's been addressed, you've gotten seen by somebody, you do have to have a diagnosis for PTSD related to MST before you can file a claim for it, because the first step in any disability claim is a diagnosis, and that's whether it was reported or not. You want to have that documentation to support your claim. Now, a lot of you say, well, I didn't report it. It's been 10 years, it's been 15 years, 30 years. It's too late for me. There's other ways to prove things that happened through buddy statements, personal statements, or even disciplinary actions. Maybe your personality changed after you went through this event and you started getting in trouble. You stopped passing your PT test, or you started getting Article 15s and disciplinary actions. Those are, the after effects. that was the destruction that was going on. Maybe you started drinking, self-medicating, whatever the case may be. If you can prove a change in behavior between who you were before that and who you were after that, that's going to go a long way in supporting your case. So it doesn't have to be reported. There's a lot that we can work with. And if you're still in, tell somebody. Please tell somebody. And if you're not comfortable saying it to somebody in your chain of command, go outside of your chain of command and tell somebody, because you don't want to wait too long or have somebody else get hurt because nobody knew that person was a danger, or whatever the case may be. Tell somebody. That is always step one, is acknowledging that it happened and telling somebody that it happened so it can be addressed. If your case was reported, it does make that case easier for the VA to prove that there is a connection to your service. But there are 3 big things that you need in order to win any claim with the VA. One, of course, is the diagnosis, because if it's not on paper, they're going to say it doesn't exist. 2 is current symptoms, current issues. And then that 3rd piece of the puzzle is usually the hardest, the link to your service. So either proof in your military records of that illness or injury, in this case, that assault, or a way to link it back. So that's where it comes in. Sometimes you need an independent medical opinion and an evaluation, where a psychologist does an evaluation with you to talk about what's going on, how you've been affected, physically, mentally, socially, professionally, how it's leaked into every aspect of your life. Because if you have been a victim, you know that being followed, targeted, harassed, and attacked is the worst feeling in the world, and you don't get over it. It changes who you are as a person, and it changes every aspect of your life thereafter. So proving what has happened in that change of behavior is a big piece of that puzzle. So either through personal statements, buddy statements, whether that's a witness, somebody who knew about it then, somebody you've told about it now, those do go a long way for you to have a voice and to share your story. But again, having it on paper is the first step to get that compensation for what happened to you. And now that it's become the forefront of the news right now, the time is now to get this done and get this addressed. If you don't know where to start or what you can do, or if you can even prove your case, you can reach out to me directly. You can email me at laura@vaclaimsinsider.com. I'll have that in the description box below, but that's LAURA@vaclaimsinsider.com. I will be your battle buddy. You can talk to me about it. Some people keep this in and they don't say it out loud or otherwise to anybody, whether that's their spouse, their best friends, family member, nobody. So sometimes it's easier to tell a total stranger what happened and get it off your chest. And then you can move forward with the next step, which is getting evaluated for your mental state and what you have going on. And then we can go on the next step, and we can take it one step at a time. So if you do need help and you don't know where to start, let me know. And I've got your back, and I'm here for you. But I hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy in this crazy time. And again, please don't hesitate to reach out if you need help, or if you need professional help and you're in a dark place, please reach out to the crisis hotline. I'm going to have that posted down here below as well. But don't keep it in. That trauma is going to come out some way. Whether, again, it affects you mentally, socially, professionally, it's got to come out. So you've just got to let it out. Just let it out, address it, and keep moving forward. I'll see you next time.